Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make 2 Valentine's Day inspired treats for your stuffed animal. I love Valentine's Day, and the Valentine's Day videos I make every year are some of my favorites, so I was so excited to film this. Now let's get started! Okay, the first thing I'm going to make is a Valentine's Day Starbucks drink. So when looking up Valentine's Day Starbucks drinks, I saw a few options here in the US, but one that stood out to me from, I believe, Colombia is this strawberry mint frappuccino. I just think it looks so cute and to me screams Valentine's Day even though there aren't any hearts or anything, so that's what I decided to make. I've made a couple other Starbucks drinks in the past, so I'm going to be using a pattern from one of those videos. I'll have it linked down below. But I'm going to be using kind of a combination of techniques from those videos to make this one. So starting off, I have my template I cut out, and this is, if you're looking at the printable, this is the top one. And now I'm basically going to paint on what I want the inside of the cup to look like, because I'm going to pretend like this is going to be clear. So you can see everything on the inside, and I want it to be pink with some red swirls from the strawberry. First, I did a line of white on the top to be the whipped cream. Then I painted the rest light pink and started brushing on a little bit of red and darker pink here and there. And the key to this, which I did not fully execute because I just didn't mix enough paint, is to really glob on the paint. Because we eventually want this to be able to mix together while it's still wet, and if it's too thin of a layer, it's just going to dry quickly, which is what happened to mine a little bit. And then lastly, on this top part that's mostly just light pink, I'm dotting on a little bit of red to be kind of like that mix of strawberry seeds in that layer. This whole thing I try to do as fast as possible because next I'm taking a layer of clear packaging tape and just pressing it on there. I knew I'd probably need another piece because the tape isn't wide enough when this whole thing is curved, so I'm adding another extra layer to the bottom. And if you don't have packaging tape, you could also just use thinner pieces of tape put together. And now I just want to rub this as much as I can to swirl the colors a little bit, but this only works if the paint is still wet, so hopefully there's still some wet parts that I can blend together to merge the colors a little bit more to look like a swirl. And once I have this as blended as I possibly can, I'm just going to remove this from that back piece of paper and turn it upside down to let it dry. Once it dries, it might curl up a little bit like this, but that's fine. And now I'm just going to trim off the rest of that packaging tape sticking out. Next, I need to wrap this into the cup shape, so I'm applying some glue stick to the back of the painted side, and then starting on the unpainted side, I'm going to roll that up so the edges match up on the top and bottom. Before you add the glue, it's also good to practice this just to get a sense of the size it's going to be. Now to give it its structure, I'm going to grab 3 squares of toilet paper. You might need more depending on how thick it is. And I'm going to first fold all the squares on top of each other, then fold it in half diagonally, then take the 2 corners of the triangle and fold them to the middle like this. And once you have that, take that bottom point of the square and just start twisting it around so this is going to be the top of the whipped cream. Try your best to make it kind of taper down evenly so it looks like a swirl, but it doesn't really matter how wide it is yet because we're going to add more around this so it can fit in the cup. So I took another piece of toilet paper and I'm just kind of folding that down in chunks so it's kind of a thick, long rectangle. And I'm just wrapping that around towards the top so it'll fill out that top of the cup space. And if when you put it in there's still a little gap, you can add one more or really just however many you need to. I just ripped one more square of toilet paper in half, folded it up, and wrapped it around that same area. And after that, it was finally able to fit in the cup pretty tightly, so I added some glue to the inner sides from the bottom since I could just pull the top out and squish it back in, and that should hold it in place. Now to close up the bottom, I'm grabbing a piece of paperboard and putting a circle of liquid glue on that, bigger than the base of the cup, and then I can just place the cup on top and let it dry. After it's fully dried, I can just cut around the base as close as I can. Now it just needs a few finishing touches, the first one being a little green straw since I'm going to make it a Starbucks drink. So I happen to have the front cover of one of those construction paper packs that just have all these printed rainbow stripes, and cutting out a rectangle of the green to turn into the straw. And this will be much easier to start by just wrapping around a toothpick and then you can make it tighter, but I didn't have one so I just grabbed the biggest pin I could find and tried to wrap that around the best that I could. And you only need a tiny amount of paper for this, so I basically just cut that piece in half. Secure that with a glue stick and it's ready to put in the drink, so I'm just adding a little dollop of liquid glue to the end of that and sticking it somewhere in that whipped cream. Now the last thing I need is a little strawberry slice on top to show it's a strawberry frappuccino, so I'm grabbing a piece of red cardstock, but you could use really just white paper and paint this on too. So I started with a little white upside down triangle for the very center, then went around that with a lighter pink. Then I added a little red to the outside of that and a little bit on the inside, trying to make those little lines like the inside of a strawberry you can see on my background. I didn't do the best job for my first one, but I did a little better job on making the smaller one off camera, so once that dries, I'm going to cut that out into a strawberry shape. And once I glue that on, this strawberry cappuccino is done. It looks so cute and Valentine's Day to me, so I love how it turned out. Next up is one of my favorite foods. We're going to be making a heart-shaped pizza. Also, don't mind if I have less and less nails as this video goes on. I filmed this over multiple days, so I was losing some. But okay, to get started, I have this heart-shaped template I made, and I'll have this linked in the description box, but you can easily just cut out your own heart shape. And now I'm tracing this onto some white craft foam and cutting it out. I already have some thick white craft foam I used for the grilled cheeses in a video a couple years ago, but I got this thinner one to be a more realistic thin crust pizza, which I don't personally love, I just thought it would look better. Okay, first I'm going to paint on the sauce, and something about this thick red paint just looked like sauce already, so I loved that. But I'm going to spread it out and really get that edge to be thick, like, you know, how actual pizza sauce is. And that makes a really easy crisp line too. And at this point you can just start painting on each layer like the cheese and the toppings, but I'm going to be a little extra and add some hot glue on top of this to be the cheese and make it stand out a little bit more. And for the edges I wanted to make them a little bit more jagged, like that toasted cheese that's sprinkled on the edges. And I think just keeping the edges smooth would look really good, but I wanted to try this out and see how it looked, and I do like how it turned out. It is a lot of extra work, but I did that all first and then just went in and filled in the rest with hot glue, not worrying about getting it perfectly smooth because when it's all lumpy like that, I think it's more realistic. While this was drying, I mixed up some white paint and a tiny bit of yellow to make the cheese color, and now I can just paint this on, starting with the edges and a small paintbrush because I'm really trying not to touch the craft foam, which is the crust, since it would kind of take away from that edge texture I was going for. So I'm very carefully painting the edges, and then for the middle I can just be really messy and cover it up. Next, to give it that toasted cheese, greasy kind of look, I'm going to be making a mix of Mod Podge, or you could just use school glue, and some orange paint. But if you layer this over and it's not strong enough, you could always just add more layers or add more orange paint. You can always add more and not take it away though, so I would start light if you're in doubt. Before I paint this on, I'm going in with a brown marker to make little spots to represent where the cheese gets super toasted. Just a little extra detail I wanted to add, but painting on the Mod Podge on top kind of blends it in and makes it not as noticeable. And you may want to let it dry for a couple of minutes so it doesn't smear too much. Now as you can see, my Mod Podge mix was way too thick. My Mod Podge was getting kind of old, so I had to thin it out with a little bit of water, which dilutes the color. But I think I just did 2 coats of this to get the color I wanted, but the full color doesn't come out till the Mod Podge dries, so definitely wait to see how it looks. Okay, after finishing this, my nails were just too messed up for me, so I did redo them and love how they look. They've got little kisses on some of the fingers, but there's only a few more steps to finish this. The Mod Podge is dry, the pizza is looking pretty appetizing already, but we still need toppings and to toast the crust. You can obviously go all out for this, but my favorite kind of pizza is just plain pepperoni pizza, so I'm taking some red cardstock and cutting out little circles. Unfortunately, using just a hole punch, the pepperonis were a little too small for me, so I did just freehand cut them, which took forever, but I wanted to look the best that it could. And then of course, before I glued them on, I made sure to arrange them exactly how I wanted them, and then just glued them on with some Elmer's glue. Now one of the last steps is to finally turn this bright white foam into beautifully toasted pizza crust. So here I have some chalk pastels, but you could also just use chalk if you have it, or makeup. And I'm starting with this light golden brown, doing that around all the edges. Then I went in with this darker brown to do a second layer, and finally I went in with the darkest brown I had around mainly just the edges to look extra toasted, and then that kind of blends in to the top a little bit too. Then for fun, I also added a tiny bit of brown to the pepperoni. Okay, one more thing I'm going to do that I really probably shouldn't have done because it didn't turn out that different is go back in with that Mod Podge mix just over the pepperonis to look like those little grease pools you get on pizza. Love it or hate it, you know what I mean. But this didn't do that much, so you can leave these not shiny or shiny if you want. Okay, finally, after that dries, this pizza is ready to enjoy. You can cut it up with scissors, but I was not ready to cut up my work yet, so I'm going to leave it whole for now. And I think it looks really delicious. Definitely a ton of work, so you can make this easier if you want to, but I do love how it turned out. Now that's it for this Valentine's Day foods video. I really hope you all enjoyed it and have a great Valentine's Day. I want to try to do one more Valentine's video. It might come after Valentine's Day, but stay tuned for that. Please give this video a like, comment any video suggestions you have, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye! 'Cause I think